What's going on, everybody? Aaron here with Tier 1 Academy, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Carlisha Hood situation, especially now that everything's said and done, all the facts are out, we know what happened, we know the end result, and what can we learn from it. So, for those of you who don't know or aren't familiar with the situation, what happened was a woman who was a CCW holder in Chicago, she went inside a fast food restaurant and got into an argument with a gentleman. They proceeded to argue, the argument escalated. She called her son to come inside of the store, who was waiting inside the vehicle, to come inside the store. The son brought the firearm. The son then witnessed the man strike the mother, our CCW holder, and the son then proceeded to fatally shoot the man, and it then caught a lot of media attention and escalated. Things proceeded how they proceeded. But however, more importantly, what I want to take away from this is what can we learn from it at CCW holders, especially here in the DMV, so that way we can know what to and not to do. So let's hop right into it.
And a disturbing case unfolds in court. A mother accused of ordering her son to commit murder in a West Pullman restaurant. The mother and son are now charged, both of them. Elizabeth Matthews joins us now with more on this developing story. Elizabeth?
Yeah, not only that, mom, who's accused of giving those shoot-to-kill orders, is now being held on $3 million bail. Parts of that shooting were actually captured on this restaurant's surveillance video, which helped the witnesses identify the suspects to police. So this all happened Sunday night, police tell us, just after 11 o'clock, about 11:05 p.m. 35-year-old Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son arrived at the Maxwell Street restaurant on South Halstead at 117th. Hood went in for food. Her son waited in the car. Prosecutors say that's when she began arguing with this man, 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, who was also inside ordering food at the time.
Okay, so they say that she started arguing. Honestly, we don't know who started the argument or how the argument started or anything else like that. We can only go based off of the facts. So what we do know for a fact is, especially here in Maryland, Maryland is what we call a duty to retreat state, which means you as the CCW holder, the firearm carrier, is your duty, especially if you're carrying a firearm at that time, to de-escalate the situation. 9 times out of 10, the best way to de-escalate a situation is just to walk away. Walk away, go get back in your vehicle, drive away for 10, 15 minutes, come back and still get your food. But Maryland puts the responsibility of de-escalating the situation onto you, the CCW holder. Now, if you don't have a CCW, you don't really have a duty to retreat, although I would still recommend that you exercise the duty to retreat because it's all about safety at the end of the day. My life is not worth an argument or some food or anything else like that, okay? No one's pride is that big. Simply put, remove yourself from the situation to de-escalate it and then proceed after the person leaves or something else comes along or someone comes in to mediate, whatever. But at the end of the day, as a CCW holder, you have to remove yourself from the situation regardless of who started the argument. So she continued to argue with the man. Then she calls her son into the store. So in other words, basically I don't know if Chicago is a duty to retreat state or a stand your ground state. I'm pretty sure because it's a blue state, it's probably a duty to retreat state. So she should have retreated. Instead, she stood her ground, which is already a no-no.
Hood began texting her son, who appeared in the doorway, hands in his pockets. A fight became physical between Hood and the victim. The victim was able.
Okay, so for those who don't know or aren't familiar, so at this point, the son's standing right there, and he sees the man actually punched the mother. He threw 2 punches at her that looked like they hurt.
Able to punch the woman once. That's when prosecutors say the boy pulled out a gun, fired a single shot to the victim's back, followed him outside, kept firing, striking him fatally twice in the back.
Okay, so at the end of so the answer is yes, this was self-defense. However, there's 2 types of self-defense. We have illegal self-defense and legal self-defense. So was it self-defense? Yes. However, it was illegal self-defense. So we as instructors, we tell people all the time, as a CCW holder, you're shooting to stop, not to kill. So the moment the threat is no longer a threat to you, that's when you stop shooting because they've now stopped. But however, if they keep coming, then you have to shoot to the threat is no longer a threat. But however, what they said was he shot one shot, maybe it hit the guy, maybe it didn't. He got the message. He was no longer a threat. He then proceeded to run. But however, the problem is that this isn't our CCW holder. This is our CCW holder's son, but we can still learn from it. Is he began to chase the man outside, still shooting at him. That is 100% a no-no. You will go to jail for certain for attempted murder, first-degree homicide. Let the charges flow. You cannot chase the person. Okay, once they are no longer a threat to you, that is when you stop shooting. That's when you stop engaging with the person. But he continued to chase him outside and still shoot at him, and ultimately ended up being fatal. That is 100% a no-no, especially here in the DMV, especially in Maryland. So, but we'll talk more about, we'll go more into about the fact that what was he doing with the gun in the first place. We'll get there. I would also like to add to this video that a firearm by definition is always considered a deadly weapon or deadly force, or a use of deadly force. You can only use deadly force against deadly force. So the answer is no. You cannot shoot an unarmed person. This will land you in jail for certain.
Once outside of the restaurant, while the co-defendant was still shooting at the victim, the defendant instructed her son, the co-defendant, to continue to shoot and kill the victim. Once the co-defendant...
Okay, that's obviously a no-no. We do not shoot to kill, we shoot to stop.
Defendant finished shooting the victim, the defendant turned her focus towards witness 1. She began pointing at witness 1 and instructing her son to shoot her.
Honestly, that's also a no-no. But however, I'm gonna say that that's hearsay. That has been proven in court. We don't know for a fact that she said that. We don't know for a fact she didn't say that. But we're gonna go based off the facts, what we do know for a fact, not that he said, she said. But just in case that is true, you do not shoot no sus. Don't shoot nobody who was a witness.
Prosecutors say the Hood even tried to get the gun from her son, but he pushed her away. No shots were fired at that witness, who is also the victim's girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am, but what was your son doing with the firearm in the first place? And this is honestly one of the bigger problems with this case that I've identified, and a lot of people identified, which was they specified that she was a CCW holder. So what that means is only you should have the firearm. Why does your son have the firearm? A 14-year-old or 15, however old he is. Okay, the point is that he shouldn't have had the firearm because he's not a CCW holder, you are. So my CCW only permits me to carry that firearm or me to be in possession of that firearm. Just because you're a CCW, that does not extend to family or people that you are with. So if she presented the firearm, okay, it still would have been illegal. I still would highly not recommend it. But that's a different story. At least she legally owns that firearm. Well, she's a legal owner of that firearm. She has a license to carry that firearm for it to be on person. It was not, the license does not get extended to your son. So that's the problem here. That's the main problem is, yeah, maybe you're a CCW holder, but your son is not. He should not be within possession of that firearm. Why was he even near that firearm? That's just negligent. That's just being a negligent firearm owner. That makes us look bad here as firearm owners and want to keep trying to take away our firearms because stupid stuff like this happens. No, if you are the CCW holder, the only person that can be carrying that firearm, be in possession of that firearm is you, the CCW holder. Not your son, not your dog, not your mom, not your dad. No, only you. If they want to carry a firearm, tell them to go get their own CCW. Don't worry, I know a guy at Tier 1 Academy.
And both mother and son facing murder charges. She's also charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The teen boy also facing unlawful use and possession of a firearm. Both, we're told, did surrender themselves to police.
Okay, so the charges are pretty fair, if you ask me. But however, we already know for a fact they didn't get charged. So what we can learn from this all at the end of the day is the duty to retreat. That CCW only applies to the person whose name is on that CCW. It does not get extended to family, friends, dog, cat, transformer, whatever. And make sure if you are carrying a firearm in person, that is on you and that no one else can get to it, including family, friends, or anyone else. So a lot of negligent stuff done in here, but we already know how it ended up. But this is what we can learn from it. So that way we can know moving to the future, because maybe they got off, but doesn't mean you will. And last, what's not shown here in the video is after the shooting, the mom and the son, Carlisha Hood and her son got back in the car and drove off. No, no, no. You do not leave the scene of a shooting. Well, I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, you do not leave the scene of a shooting, especially if you just did the shooting. What you do is you get on the phone with your USCCA critical response team, and you call them and say, hey, this is what just happened. Walk me through this so that way I don't end up in jail. But I guess she didn't have a USCCA membership, so that's why she was screwed. But no, don't ever leave the scene of a shooting. No, call your USCCA critical response team. And if you don't have a USCCA membership, sign up today. Get that membership so that way you can stay protected, because they're only trying to come for they're trying to come for us, trying to make an example out of someone. They didn't get the chance to make an example out of her, but you never know. As long as you carry that firearm, you're on the chopping block. Alright, this has been Aaron with Tier 1 Academy. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. And again, until next time, take care.